Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me again, you guys. I'm sorry the AC is on. It's so hot in Dar right now. I have to keep it on. I have so much to talk to you guys about. Look guys, I'm wearing orange. This is Ralph Lauren, but I'm wearing orange to represent Hermes because that's what today's video is about. If you like my videos, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing and hitting the bell. I'm sorry, it's my husband's dog barking. OMG. Have you seen Mel from Personal Fleek's video? Yes or no? If you haven't, I'll link in the description below. Go check it out. If you have, hi Amy, I saw you in the comments. One of my Australian frequent commenters. I saw you there and you were like, hey, I was like, hey. You asked me if I was gonna have a take on this. I was like, I do. So let me just give you a quick rundown if you haven't seen Mel's video, but go check it out if you have a moment. It's quite long, but I think it's worth watching from start to finish. So Mel, also known as Purse on Fleek, is an Australian luxury YouTuber and blogger. She's got a pretty good, following on YouTube. She's got about 9K subs and she's got a lot of Instagram followers. So she did a video talking about how she was trying to score a quota bag and it wasn't happening. And she showed us the emails between her and the SA. And basically, Hermes called her and Hermes were like, okay, you're no longer going to work with this SA. You can start your journey from zero again. It's a harrowing video because she is quite upset about the whole thing. So first of all, let me just say, I want to give a disclaimer and say that, to be honest with you, the way Mel has been attacked by a lot of people online because of this video, it's a bit harsh. I have my opinions. I'm not offensive. I'm not Humpty Dumpty. You're going to hear from me. I'm going to give you a very definitive opinion of what I think. But Mel has been attacked quite viciously, particularly from people on the Purse forum. There's a thread which has actually been closed now because it was just getting so personal. Someone was like, oh, I'm watching the video. I'm at hospital at my son's hospital appointment. And her husband were watching Mel's video. And I'm kind of like, you're sitting there laughing at Mel with your husband, but you should be focused on your kid at hospital. There've been some really, really personal attacks, which is not cool. This video is not a personal attack. I am absolutely not attacking Mel, and I don't believe in that. I'll tell you why, because I've had people slate me and slag me off in comments, so I'm absolutely not gonna do that. But I will give a nuanced and constructive opinion. So make sure that you keep watching, tell me what you think. We also need to talk about Hermes Madrid. We're gonna talk about spending categories as well. If you watch Mel's video, you'll see that she's narrating the story through emails that she was sending her SA. I've written a lot of notes here because I don't want to paraphrase things incorrectly or say things that she didn't say. So basically, my take on the emails were way too aggressive and way too forward. She was writing, tons and tons and tons and tons of comments, things that she wants to get. Someone in her comments said that it wasn't even a wish list, it was a store inventory that she was trying. So it did come across quite forward, aggressive, and desperate. In her email, she talks a lot about spending that she's already done. That is a huge taboo. I mean, I haven't bought anything in store yet from Hermes. Hopefully I will be successful one day, but even I read that before, don't talk about how much money you spent, because when you do that, okay, that's a trigger for the people that work at Hermes. So she was talking about spending. I think mentioning spend was a massive turnoff to the SA, and I think that was just the beginning of the end, was those ridiculous long emails. And Mel was defending herself in the comments, saying that her SA used to send her long emails too. Okay, true, but that was before C19. I think it's pretty obvious that since C19, if you actually look at the timeline of the video, things changed and the SA became much colder. Another thing, Mel hasn't been offered a quota bag since 2019. So you've been languishing around for 2 years, waiting to get a quota bag. They're not offering you the bag. They're not offering her the bag, and she's not going to get a bag from Hermes Sydney. This is the Sydney boutique specifically, okay? And by the way, there's 6 boutiques in Australia for Hermes. I believe it's Brisbane, Melbourne, Chadstone, which seems like a suburb of Melbourne, correct me if I'm wrong. This place called Pacific Fair, Hermes Sydney, obviously, and then the Sydney International Airport boutique. So if you think about it, that's 6 boutiques for a huge country. Australia is very financially successful. The property market there is super crazy. According to some research I did, according to the Australian Financial Review, like luxury shopping has increased by 10% in Australia. 30% of luxury goods purchased in Australia are bought by wealthy Chinese tourists, and domestic spend is quite significant. So if you think about it, like at the end of the day, you're basically competing against a lot of VIPs, a lot of property millionaires. A lot of people in Australia have a lot of money, so it's not going to be easy to score a quota bag. Okay, so in her emails, the essay seems so cold and uninterested, and I'm quite shocked that Mel couldn't like tell the vibe from the essay. The essay is not interested in hearing about Mel's personal life. She was talking a lot about, you know, her, like the fact that she's trying to have a baby. She talks about, you know, the fact that she's a skin cancer survivor, and you know, God bless her that she's okay. But she was talking a lot about personal things that frankly, even telling your friends, I think would be quite hard to talk about that stuff. And the essay's responses were just super, super, super cold. I'm just looking here. And so the essay would tell her weird things. So one of the things the essay told her is there's no link selling. I think that's an Australian phrase for the one-to-one spending theory, which is that if you spend like a specific amount of money in fine jewelry, timepieces, furniture, etc., clothing at Hermes, you'll then be allowed to purchase a quota bag. So she would be like, there's no links selling. I just want to like remind you of that. And then she'd be like, don't compare your journey to others, which I think is so patronizing. If someone said that to me, I would be like, go, you can go do one, mate. I'm not going to buy anything from your nonsense house. I thought that's such a patronizing comment. She also said something to her, which I thought was so nasty as well. A very veiled comment, a very barbed comment, but veiled. You should always have hope. When Mel was like saying how she felt like there was no hope, that she's not going to get a quota bag. How can you tell someone you should always have hope you're going to get a quota, and they haven't got a quota bag in 2 years, and Mel is seeing other people being offered bags? I can see why she was upset. I think that the essay knew that Mel wasn't getting a bag. So there's another little thread here that we need to talk about. The store manager has actually blocked Mel from Instagram. I think the store manager knows everything about Mel, and I think the store manager has a reason why he won't sell Mel a bag through the essay, and this is the reason. It's a well-known fact in the luxury world that Mel does resell a lot of stuff from Hermes. I've seen like I've watched a few of her videos before this, and I've noticed like she resells a lot. She has an eBay store. She resells ribbons. She resells Hermes gift dust bags, I beg your pardon. She resells Hermes like bags, shopping bags, and boxes. So I think that the store manager was like, cool, you're a blogger, you reselling our packaging, which isn't cool. She's known to resell Hermes samples, like lipstick samples that aren't for sale, that she received from her essay, and it actually says on there, not for sale. And I think the store manager was like, okay, trying to find a way to block Mel from shopping, and he found it through her actions and the way she treated this essay. Don't get me wrong, what Mel did was wrong. Like the way she was like writing to the woman and writing like 5,000 emails, you know, it was like the Rosetta Stone. It wasn't ending, you know, just going on and on and on and on. However, I do think that this is quite shady. I do think this is what happened, because if the store manager didn't have a beef with her, why you block her on Instagram then? Because she's blocked. Thoughts? I need to know your thoughts. Make sure that you tell me in the comments. Don't forget to like the video. Okay, I think the straw that broke the camel's back, if you watch the video, is basically the whole Rose Sakura gate that happened. So, for those of you who haven't watched the video, Mel saw someone who she knows, another client, get, I think it's a Kelly Rose Sakura. I didn't even know this color, what this color was. So in preparation for the video, I was like, let me go see the color and let me see if it's nice. The color's phenomenal. It's a beautiful color. I love pink, but this is a phenomenal pink. I can see why it's highly, highly, highly coveted. So she, I think, kind of set up a trap for the essay. She might not see it as a trap, but to me, it was a bit of a trap. You get me? She's not being offered any bags, a B, a K, or a C. She's not getting jack in the quota world. She sees someone get, I think this particular client also got a Birkin, okay? And then the next 6 months later, because we know that's how they do it, you get 2 quota bags a year. Then the next 6 months, she got offered a Kelly, which in Rose Sakura which is Mel's favorite color. I think then Mel basically kind of set up a trap. She brought it up to her essay, whether she wants to admit it or not. This was a very subtle trap, and I have to say I liked it. But even though it didn't work out in the end for Mel, she was like, I've seen this client has Rose Sakura. Like, are you gonna get Rose Sakura? And the essay's like, no. And then she's like, okay, but there's this person I know who purchased from Hermes Sydney who bought Rose Sakura, like got a Kelly. And then the essay's like, yeah, I know, it's my client. And I think it was one of those like reflex things where the essay responded super quick without thinking. And then I think the essay was like, I have like basically outed this client and she did break a rule. So the essay is no angel here, okay? But I do think Mel kind of set up this foundation, like, when you go to the ice rink and you're slipping everywhere, I do think she set up the ice so the essay could skate and slip, honey. And I think that was the point of no return. I think the essay realized she made a mistake, but she also realized talking to Mel is getting me to run my mouth and getting me in trouble. So I'm gonna end this. And I think basically the essay crossed the Rubicon there and was like, I'm done with Mel because of that Rose Sakura thing, because she actually broke a rule. And what if Mel went and grasped on her to the manager, like, oh, this essay said this, and that client called Kagem or whatever, she got Rose Sakura. That essay could have been sacked and could have lost her job. So I think then what happened is the essay pretty much went to HR and showed them the email, said how Mel is stressing her out and all the rest of it. I think she did that to protect her job. And I think that store manager knows that, isn't interested in Mel anyway because of all the reselling nonsense. And then they closed ranks around this essay. Because if you think about it, there is no reason for HR to call you. If HR calling you, I don't work for Hermes. I know you're not calling me. Okay, do you cut my checks? Do you pay me a salary every month? No, you don't. Why are you calling me? I think that they did this to protect the essay. The essay also made the mistake. The essay is no angel, okay? But I do think the essay was being bombarded with those crazy emails. And I think she was tired. I think she was over it. And I think the Rose Sakura gate is the straw that broke the camel's back. And she was like, I'm done with this. I'm going to HR. I'm going to escalate this thing so I don't have to deal with Mel. And I can protect myself from the mistake that I made. I do think that's what happened. Of course, as usual, I would love to know what you think. I think what the essay did was a chess move. And someone in the comments was like, you're playing checkers, Hermes is playing chess. I agree. And I think the essay did a chess move. And then they closed ranks around her. HR called Mel and pretty much, said, hey, you can come in and work with another essay, but that is just business talk for you're blacklisted at Hermes Sydney. Like, it's a wrap, okay? You're done. You're done at that store. So what do you guys think? If I'm Mel right now, I think that she needs a new approach. So in the light of being constructive, where does Mel or someone in Mel's situation, if you're in Mel's situation, where do you go from here? I think the first thing that you need to do is take a break from Hermes. Take a break. Hermes is not the only luxury brand out there. The Italian houses are crushing it. Oh my goodness, Versace, Fendi. I even heard that if you're a VIP at Fendi, you get to meet Venturini. Venturini was 5 years old when she met Karl Lagerfeld, okay? She must have stories for days. I would happily meet her and be a Fendi VIP. I think Mel should explore some other houses for a few months. Chill out. Take a break from Hermes. Chill out for a bit. Try the Italian houses. I think the Italian houses will treat clients very well with not a lot of drama and rigmarole. After taking a break, I think she should recalibrate which store to now make relations. I think she's absolutely blacklisted at Hermes Sydney. And as long as that store manager is working there, she is not going to get a quota bag. Today, tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now, it is not going to happen. And the fact he's a store manager there means that he's made his career in luxury retail and specifically Hermes. Hermes are known to pay good salaries. So, barring a force majeure act of God, he's staying in his job. I think that also she needs to be way more discreet, way more chilled out. And by discreet, I mean, just take it down a notch, not in terms of filming. She should continue to film, and I'll tell you why later. She needs to just be way more discreet in the way she requests bags. Very relaxed, chilled out emails or text messages to essays. Chilled out, relaxed, almost aloof in your need to purchase. You need to dial it back. I think so Coco mentioned this in one of her videos, or she alluded to it, about essays knowing that we're like trying to suck up to them and all the rest of it. We don't need to suck up to these people. I'm not sucking up to you. I was done with school, okay, when I left at 18, okay, and then went to uni. I'm not sucking up to people, okay? And I'm sorry, literally, I'm 35 now. I'm not doing this. So I think that she needs to just use a different approach, be a little bit more pulled back, a bit more chilled out, not so chatty, not so friendly and bubbly. I think that does rub people the wrong way. And it's a really harsh thing to say, but I think with the Hermes essays, aloof but available is a vibe I think that you should go for. I think another thing is like, if you have a platform, if you are an Instagrammer, YouTuber, or a blogger, you need to play the Hermes game in a different way, okay? I feel like Mel was very naive in the way she was dealing with Hermes and the fact that she's a reseller. I think that people don't realize like Hermes and all these other luxury houses, they're way more social media savvy than we think. They know what we're doing. They watch all the luxury channels that are massive and that have a lot of subscribers, and they know who the top Instagram influencers. We're not even talking about celebrities, babe. We're not talking about celebrities or models. Put them to the side, because respectfully, celebrities and models don't move sales for luxury brands. Luxury influencers do. They know who the people are. And I think that Hermes Australia, they know who all the Hermes influencers are in the country. She's obviously one of them. She has a lot of subscribers who do care about her opinion. And I think that they were just like, do you know what? You are reselling our packaging. And that was ticking them off. I don't like reselling. Fundamentally, I'm against it. I do agree that once you buy something, it is yours. But once I did see her eBay store, I was like, whoa! Okay, I was shocked by her eBay store, and I thought her eBay store was out of control, if I'm being honest, okay? So, you know, right now, if I'm her, take it easy. If you're gonna be reselling, don't post about it on IG, don't post about it on YouTube, because Hermes Sydney, Hermes Brisbane, Hermes Melbourne are gonna be watching her, for sure. Okay, another thing, moving forward for Mel, Hermes don't care about client loyalty. It's so obvious they don't give a okay? Because loyal clients who are passionate, if you are not spending in the right categories, which we'll talk about later, obviously they don't care. So the game, I believe, my opinion, not saying it's completely true, but I believe the Hermes game is about the essay, and if the essay likes you, and I think it's also about purchase history in the correct spending categories, okay? So if you're spending in the right categories, I think you have a chance of scoring regularly. If you are someone who walked into a store and you received a bag without purchase history, you must know this is not normal. You got lucky, okay? There are a few people who got lucky on her page who were saying, oh, I got lucky, I scored a Birkin like without purchase history, but then when I tried to score Kelly the next time, I got blanked. Yeah, you got blanked because they gave you the carrot, but now you want the garden, you need to pay. It is pay to play there, and we all know that, even if you got lucky. There's a lot of survivorship bias with people who've been lucky to buy in store. So I always tell people like, okay, cool, you got lucky, that's great, we're happy for you, but it is survivorship bias, because there are tons of people who've gone to Hermes boutiques and tried to score and have failed. They're just not gonna make videos about it on YouTube. And by the way, it took courage for her to make that video. So let's, take it easy, give a constructive opinion, but don't attack her. People attacking her personally, attacking her husband, her kids, that is bang out of order, okay? So just relax with that, okay, you guys? I know it's not you guys, but let's just take it easy with that kind of stuff. I think if you're in Hermes Australia, it's a little bit unfair because you're in a tough market. There are 6 stores. Don't forget, Hermes Australia also serves New Zealand. So essentially you have 6 stores for 2 sovereign nations. And then don't forget that Hermes's shenanigans are continuing in mainland China. There was a juicy little article from Jing Daily, which is a Chinese luxury business publication. They were saying how the Hermes game was being played in Hermes Shanghai, and Hermes were like, no, you can walk into Hermes Shanghai today. You can buy a Birkin, a Kelly, anything you want. You don't have to play the game. And then they're like, customers in Shanghai, Chinese customers are like, oh, is this person mad? Are they drunk? Because obviously you have to play the game. So I think that the point is that geographical area of Australia is very, very competitive. Okay, I had mentioned before, I wanted to talk about Madrid, and I will talk about it really quickly now because it makes sense. it is almost impossible to score a quota bag in Australia based on what I've seen in Facebook groups as well, because it is so competitive. There's so many wealthy people in Australia who want to purchase these bags. Mel said that she spent like $27,000 Australian dollars across 2 years. There's some people spending 27,000 Australian dollars in one setting in any of these 6 boutiques. To my point about Hermes Madrid. Okay, so in this Facebook group I'm part of, someone was saying, hey, go to Hermes Madrid. They scored a Constance, someone else scored a Kelly. I was like, ooh, why? And they were like, they don't get that much tourism at the moment. The domestic spend is down. So if you go in there, as long as you're not being a annoying person who's walking in straight and asking for a bag, that's not a good idea. You have a chance of scoring. I was like, ooh, interesting. Okay, and don't yell at me if you go to Hermes Madrid and you don't score, but this is a rumor. This is something I've heard before. I saw it in this Facebook group last week, but it is something I've heard before. One of my subscribers was kind enough to also let me know about Hermes Portugal. So they have one boutique in Lisbon. Apparently you can score a quota bag there. Now, again, this is anecdotal. They were lucky to score. It doesn't mean you're going to score without purchase history. I think at this point, people need to be realistic. Hermes know that offering bags without purchase history is actually hurting them because people are making all these videos. Another thing, if you have been offered a quota bag without purchase history, be careful making a video, because you might try and go back there again and they might be like, hey, we saw her video. She can't keep her mouth shut. Okay, so she's not going to get anything more. So apparently Madrid is a good hunting ground for people looking for quota, and apparently Hermes in Lisbon in Portugal is a good hunting ground. Just putting it out there. One thing I will say is a lot of the people who were commenting on Mel's YouTube page, most people had constructive thoughts. They're very constructive critiques, nothing that was like excessively rude. I already said that the stuff said at the Purse Forum was crazy. I know that obviously you're putting yourself out there. People are gonna write crazy stuff. I'm a little bit more sensitive to Mel, just because I'm very grateful for all of you who subscribe, but every week I get comments like slating me personally. You're not even slating the video, you're like slating me. Like last week someone was like, your accent's fake. I was like, no, it's not. Then someone else was like, you should get a personal trainer. No. Someone was like, you should lose weight. Okay, doing that at the moment. And then someone was like, you should close a gap in your teeth. I won't. It's an African sign of beauty, and I'm not going to minimize African beauty standards for you, okay? And this person was like going in on me, like going in so hard. Someone else was like, oh, you don't show anything on your channel. I'm like, I do, but maybe you don't watch those videos. So those ones are like so minor compared to like what she has gone through. But I do feel like when people are like going in on you and going in when literally it takes 1 second to watch my videos and you can see everything, it can be kind of annoying and frustrating. A lot of people have stopped filming videos, actually. Lady Lux has stopped filming. There's another YouTuber I really like called 48 California 48. She used to post videos. She stopped filming. There's someone else, the Geeky Chick, she stopped filming. Many people stopped filming. So I don't want Mel to stop filming, and I don't want her to be attacked. That's why I said I'm going to have a very nuanced point of view. But fundamentally, the way Mel was interacting with the essay was wrong. Okay, we have to put our hands up and say, the way she was interacting with the essay was wrong, but Hermes were not professional either, getting the HR to call her. I wish a HR person would call me and try and check me on the phone when I don't work for them and they don't pay my bills. Okay, guys, now on to more cheerful stuff. Let's talk about the spending categories you need to focus on so that you can score a quota bag in your boutique, depending where you are in the world. Obviously, this isn't set in stone, but most people agree. So let's go through it. Fine jewelry, Hermes' fine jewelry, which to be honest isn't that great. Furniture and home, but more furniture. Prêt-à-porter, ready to wear. I really don't like their clothes. Timepieces, watches, and finally I've added my own theory, exotics, which builds on something so Coco said in one of her videos as well. I think actually exotics play a role, particularly like exotic wallets. That could be a way to build purchase history and to build the whole one-to-one spending. Maybe you could buy a watch and something from fine jewelry. Maybe then you can score a quota bag. It really depends how important it is to score a quota bag. SLGs, twillies, and fashion jewelry are not going to move the needle. So there's no point thinking, oh, let me buy an SLG. No one cares. Let me get a twilly. Let me get some fashion jewelry. That is not going to push the needle at all when it comes to scoring a quota bag. So please keep in mind these categories. To me, fine jewelry, furniture, prêt-à-porter, and watches are the ones to focus on if you're going to try and do the whole one-to-one spending so you can score a quota bag relatively quickly. I would love to know what you think. By the way, I'm shocked because I don't like the Constance, but the Constance wallets on the website are really, really nice. And I hate the Constance as a bag. Does this make sense to anybody? I'll try and find this exotic one I found that I really liked. I was like, whoa, I would absolutely buy that 100%. I really liked it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Guys, what do you guys think about the Hermes game? What do you think about Mel's video and the situation with Mel? What do you guys think about the idea of having to spend in other categories so you can score a bag? I like games, okay? I go to the casino all the time with my husband. We have such a laugh. I love playing board games. I like playing card games. I don't care. So to me, this is fun, but I think I find it fun because Hermes is not like one of my favorite brands. I just really like the Kelly and the Birkin, you know, but I wouldn't say it's like a favorite brand. If this was Cartier, I feel like I would be so triggered right now. I would love to know what you think. Thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. It's always great to talk to you guys. I can't wait to hear your opinion. Don't worry, you don't have to agree. If you don't agree with my opinion, tell me in the comments and we'll talk about it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.